So I kind of was thinking about, when I started this class, I was thinking that today we would just talk about the conventions that an intermediate player should have, kind of in general, but the closer we got to this date, I thought I'd just make it more specific. These are three gadgets that I think every intermediate player should play. The situation is finding a major fit. And what we discussed last week was that we are going to be trying to get ourselves into a major contract. That's the one that we want first. After that, because it scores 420 for a game. Okay, so the game is about the bridge is about finding a game contract. And in finding a contract, we look first to majors, then to no trump, and then with a gun to our head, we will bid a minor game where we have to take 11 tricks and get paid cheaply for it. So in standard American, we tend to only open with a 5-card major. We only open a major with 5 cards. But very often, there is still a fit to be found. Partner might have 5 of them, and we might have 3. Partner might have 4 of a major, we might have 4. And these 3 gadgets that we're going to talk about today are 3 of the best ways to locate a fit when you're not opening, when opener is not opening a 5. Okay, so if opener's not opening a major, right, it gets a little bit more difficult to find the fit. If you open a major, right, then responder can let you know he's got 3 and you know you have a fit. But when you open a minor or you open the other major, for instance, you open hearts with 5 and partner has bid spades, then you might have a spade fit if you have 3. But the problem is you don't know how many spades he has. So all of this involves what I think you've already heard me call the ambiguous major. This bid, the spade, is pretty much not very helpful. It means he has 4 plus spades, but he could have all the rest of the spades in the deck. And it means he has at least as much to bid, maybe 5, with an ace, or maybe even just an ace, right? So 4, 5, 6 points, but he could have all the rest of the points in the deck. So the spade, the major bid after minor, is just not very helpful at all, right? It kind of gives us an indication of what might happen, but there's a bunch of work that has to get done. As we discussed last week, what you want to do as opener on your rebid is you always want to define your hand as best as possible, because your 1 diamond bid wasn't very helpful either, right? You could have 6 diamonds and 4 spades. You could have 3 diamonds and 2 clubs. So it's not very helpful, right? So on a rebid, we want to rebid something that describes our hand. Now, what I hope you've done is kind of play around with this idea of when you pick up your hand, I want you to name it, right? And if we name this hand, right, it's a balanced hand, obviously, 4, 4, 3, 2, right? And it's weak. It's got 3, 4, 8, 12 points in it. So we help our partner out here. We're honor bound to limit our hand to a weak no trump hand. We call it a weak no trump hand, meaning we didn't open at 15 to 17 at 1 no trump. Right? We opened a weak no trump hand by bidding 1 of a suit and then rebidding 1 no trump. Sorry. Sorry about that. So we bid 1 no trump, and now our partner is up there. He has a pretty good idea now of where to head. Right? He knows your bounds, 12, 14, and a good responder at this point is taking control. He's trying to figure out where to play. Should we just leave it in 1 no trump? which he probably would do if he was weak, right? Just leave it in one no trump. We're not going to make game. Let's get out as cheap as possible. But the situation that comes up is, what if North actually has five spades? Actually has five spades. In that situation, he very well might want to know if you have three spades. Okay? Rebidding it doesn't really help, right? Does that mean he has six? Does it mean he has more? Does it mean he's weak, right? But we use this gadget called new minor forcing to ask our partner about our major holdings, okay? So this is an asking bid. Gadgets are usually asking bids. When you use a gadget, it's generally artificial, and there's a set response that is supposed to be given by the person answering the asked question, right? So when he bids the new minor, and what new minor means is the other minor, and I guess it could just be called the other minor forcing as well, but the new minor is a totally artificial bid. Totally artificial, says nothing about clubs. Now, a mistake I see people do all the time is say, okay, well, this means this, and think that and go from there. And it's not. You need to think of this as an asking bid. It does mean certain things. It means that he's probably interested in a fit in spades, but maybe he has four hearts, so maybe he's interested in a fit in hearts. The one thing we know is that he has an invitational or better hand. You do not want to use new minor forcing unless you have an invitational hand, because as you will see in a few minutes, you can get to three no trump pretty fast. And the last thing you want to do is be playing three no trump opposite a 14-point hand when you only have 8 or 9 points in your hand. So two clubs is an asking bid. Partner, tell me something about your hand. Tell me specifically, I want you to answer this question with three priorities. The first priority, show me if you have three spades. Let me know if you have three spades. Okay. The second priority is, if you happen to have four hearts, show me the four hearts. So if you don't have three spades but you have four hearts, please show me the four hearts. And then the third priority is basically the denial of the majors. And wrapped up in these three bids, we're also going to tell our partner where we are on our range. Okay, we promised 12 to 14, but we're going to find a way to jump here or skip a bid to let our partner know that we're at 14 points. And why do we want to let him know we're at 14? Because if he has 11, 12 points, he's going to want to know that three no trump is secure. If he's light, if he's weaker than that, he's definitely going to want to know if you have 12. So if he's got 11 points and you say you have 12 to 13 points, he may not want to go to three no trump. So there's two tasks. Opener, in answering this question, has to say whether he has three spades on this hand, whether he has four hearts, and where his range is. Now, obviously, we don't have three hearts here. Three spades. And nor do we have four hearts, right? So we're going to deny being able to help him in this suit. And we have 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 points. And because we have 12 to 13 points, we're going to answer this question with two diamonds. Now notice, if we had a stronger hand, if we had 14 high card points, we can also deny having the majors by bidding two no trump. Okay, so we have two options here, two diamonds or two no trump. So we say two diamonds, saying we're 12 to 13 points. I don't have three spades. I don't have four of a major. Okay. And from that information, look what you've provided your partner in the course of two bids, right? Your weak no trump bid, and then by him inquiring of you about your majors. right? He knows that he doesn't have a spade fit. He knows he doesn't have a heart fit, and he knows you're limited to 12 to 13 points. So being weak here, he's got 7, 8 for 12 points. He can pass out 2 no trump. He can bid 2 no trump, which he'll pass out, and you'll know that he's saying, okay, well, if you're not at the top of your range, my points and yours are not going to add up to 3 no trump. We don't have a spade game, or we don't have a spade fit. We actually have an excellent fit here of 7, and we don't have 8 hearts. Right? See, if we'd had either 4 hearts or 3 spades, we could probably be playing in a game contract, right? Because our hands would get a little bit stronger. Definitely North's hand would get a little bit stronger if we were playing in a suit contract, because there wouldn't be any danger of losing extra minor tricks. Is everybody with me here? Any questions? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead and ask. Yes, we alert this bid. An artificial bid is alertable, especially at the lower end of the auction in the first and second rounds. There are times when you can use artificial bids later. For instance, if you're making a key card ask at the 4 level, or with 4 no trump, or playing kickback, you do not alert those bids, okay? Because the theory is you're probably going to alert your partner that you're doing something artificial more than you're alerting the opponents, who have already bowed out of the bidding, usually at that point. So early on, an artificial bid is alertable. So 2 clubs is alertable. I usually alert it by saying invitational plus, I'm asking about his majors. Yes. The 2 diamonds is alertable because it's artificial, right? You're not saying anything about your diamonds. Instead, you're saying, partner, I don't have 3 spades, I don't have 4 hearts, and I only have 12 to 13 points. So all this information that this gadget is sharing between the teammates has to be shared with the opponents. Now you'll notice, those of you who are out playing duplicate in clubs already know that new minor forcing is pretty popular, and a lot of times you could just, somebody looks at you, he'll go new minor forcing, or you can say new minor forcing, everybody will nod their heads yes. All right, but you still have to alert it. You have to let them know that it's happening, because if you don't, they're entitled to think that these bids are natural, right? And that's not going to help you later on. All right, I'm going to try to change this to north. Let's see what happens. Okay, is everybody seeing the north hand now instead of the south hand? Good. All right, so now we're sitting in North's hand, and let's name our hand, right? We're sitting in the 3rd seat, and we've got 8, 9, 3, 12, right? We have a 2-suited minimum opener, right? We would open this hand 1 heart, thinking that we'll probably bid 2 diamonds if we get a chance, but really hoping for a major fit. But we think we have an opener. But before North gets a chance to open, his partner opens. Okay, now we think of our hand in terms as a response hand, right? Right. As a response hand, we got 8, 9, 3, 12 points. We got a good heart suit. We got an interesting diamond suit. So we're on the verge of being a game forcing hand, but we're definitely an invitational hand. Right? So we bid our hearts, right? You always have to show the hearts first. You have to bid the ambiguous major. If you have 4 of them, you have to bid them. And we do this hoping to see something out of our partner that will lead us in a direction. We'd love to see 2 hearts here, right? If he bids 2 hearts in response to the 1 heart, good chance we have game, right? So we're excited about this. And then our partner shows us a weak no trump hand. All right, so now we know our partner is balanced and is 12 to 14 points, right? Partners that limit their hands for you as quickly as possible are good partners to keep around. The partners that poke around, bidding this and bidding that, it can be so tedious, right? Show me you have a weak balanced hand and I'll be a happy man. So now we have an invitational hand. Our partner has not denied having 3 hearts. Right? He could still have 3 hearts with a balanced hand. So we use the new minor forcing bid. Right? We alert this. Right? We alert it as, if you're typing on BBO, you could just say new minor forcing if you want, but sometimes when you don't know who you're playing with, it's better to say, 11 plus, asking about his majors. And then you get back this bid. So partner has shown you 2 things. All right, there's 2 things that partner has shown you. First, he has 3 hearts. Partner has 3 hearts for you. The second thing he's done is he's limited his hand even further. He was 12 to 14. He was 12 to 14, but he could have jumped in hearts here. He could have bid 3 hearts. And had he done that, he would have been saying to you, I have 3 hearts and I have 14 high card points, right? And I expect we're going to be playing this in game. Right? And why does he think it's going to be game? It's going to be because partner used new minor forcing. He's invitational to begin with. And if we're at 14 points, well, that's when we accept invitational bids. So North has to look at his hand again. Got 12, partner's at 14, and it's very easy to just bid 4 hearts. Now see what we've done? We've handled the ambiguous major, right? This 4 plus hearts, any number of points, right? Is now in position to be bid as a game, right? Now North isn't going to go looking for slam, right? Because he's only got 12 points, right? So this dynamic here, which was based on opener's weak no trump bid of 1 no trump and North's use of a gadget to ask a question, gets us to a 4 heart contract. And it's a good one. And it's a good contract as well. Okay, still with me? Okay, can everybody see all the hands? All right, so let's try this one. We'll bid both hands. What kind of hand do we have in South here? If we were to name it, we would call it balanced, absolutely. And since we didn't open 15 to 17 balanced, it's not 15 to 17 points. So it's a weak no trump hand, a weak balanced hand, or a minimum balanced hand. It's really nice to get that in your head right away because then you don't have to keep thinking about it. I've got a minimum balanced hand. So we know what to do. We open our minor, our long minor here. And we look up at North. So North's got 10, 13 points, a game going hand, right? If North was looking at his hand right after he dealt it, he'd be going, "Oh, I have an opening hand with spades and hearts." Right? Now that he's the responder, now he knows he can rename his hand. He can call it a game forcing hand with spades and hearts. Two suited game forcing hand with 5 spades, 4 hearts. If you remember those numbers, it'll help later on when you're playing the hand, when you're trying to remember how many hearts were in the dummy. Well, name it to begin with, and maybe you'll remember it. Okay, so obviously here we have to bid a spade. When we have 5, 4 in the majors, we bid the longest suit. Right? And because we named our hand before, after we see that spade bid, we're pretty quick, but bidding in tempo, we say one no trump, right? We're doing our job. We're limiting our hand to a balanced minimum. And what does North want to bid here? What does North want to bid here? All right, we're going to bid the other minor or the new minor. Okay, that's interesting. We got a double. What does a double here mean? Anybody got an idea? Yeah, double of an artificial bid is lead directing. Now, if you were really clever here, you could take advantage of this double, and if you had agreements with your partner, and you could say, if I pass your double, it means I don't lead directing double. It means that I don't have a first round control in that suit, um, or something like that, and I don't have your spades. Like all sorts of agreements you could make up. Every time the opponents bid something, it gives you more options. It gives you 2 extra bids: a pass, because your partner is going to get to bid again, and it gives you a redouble. But we'll ignore the double right now. Although, in our mind, our hand might have gotten a little bit better because we're going to get a diamond lead and we only have 2 diamond losers. So, it doesn't seem like a bad thing. It's not like they had asked for a lead directing double in a suit where we had 4 losers or something. All right, so how do we answer this question? Obviously, we have 3 spades, so what do we bid? We're going to want to show him 3 spades, right? We're going to want to show him that we have a fit. Yeah, but we want to make a jump because we got 14. So let's jump and let him know we have a maximum hand for our 12 to 14. We have 14 points. And since responder had an opening hand, right? He had 13, I think it was. He knows he's not going to go looking for slam. He knows that they have a comfortable fit, since he has the ace king top. He knows there's 8 of them. He's got the second suit that, boy, it's just looking for some help. Give partner the king of hearts here, and things would be sweet. So he bids 4 spades. And whoopee, wonderful news. Not only does partner have the queen of spades, he has the ace king 9 of hearts, meaning no heart losers, and he has an ace of clubs to cover up one of your club losers, so you're home free. All right, so let's look at one more of these before we move on to another one. Should be back in south now. We have 6 and 6, 12 points. Yet another little crappy little weak no trump opener. What do we open here, by the way? You got 3, 2, 4, 4. 1 diamond or 1 club? You open one diamond, although I've never really seen the point in it. To me, it seems like if you get, if you always opened one club when you were balanced, then every time you opened a diamond, it would mean you were unbalanced. It seems like a nice little twist. And you'll find that as you get better and better and play with more people, that they will play a short club just for that reason. But here, yeah, we're going to open one diamond. And we get the ambiguous major bid back to us. And we're not much help on it either, right? We don't have 3 hearts. We don't have 4 spades. So we need, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. We got to bid 1 no trump first, right? So we redefine our hand. We redefine our hand as a minimum no trump. Now our partner knows what we have. And they bid the new minor, the other minor or the new minor, a forcing bid saying nothing about clubs and asking you if you have 3 hearts. What's the answer? Sure, we're going to show that we're at the weekend, 12 to 13 points, not 14, 12 to 13 high card points. And we're telling them we don't have 3 hearts for them. Okay, now what's up? You told him you don't have 3 hearts. He's jumped a level and bidding 3 hearts. Anybody want to just figure out what this means? Sure, he's got an extra heart. He's got an extra heart. And it's also a game for us. Oh, it wasn't alerted just because I forgot to do it. And they should always be alerted. Okay, so he jumps to 3 hearts after using new minor forcing. We're showing 6 and a game force. Let me show you. Let's say the bidding had gone slightly different. I'm going to reload it and we'll try again. What would this bid mean? The great thing about natural systems is they're going to mean something. What does it say about his points? Yeah, this is a minimum hand. This is a minimum hand. He's got 6 hearts or has 5 good hearts and thinks it still will play better in hearts. So what would this mean? Well, this is the question. Those two answers, 6 hearts and invitational and 6 strong, are what we're trying to distinguish. And literally, you could do them either way, right? But the way that we learn it and the way to play it is that a jump here is invitational. In other words, partner, if you're weak but have 2 hearts, pass, right? And we'll hope to get by. Well, I mean, we know we have that he's weak in balance. He's probably got 2, right? So this is a pretty safe bid almost all the time. Rarely will South have 1 heart. So North knows they're in a 6-2 fit 99% of the time. And all he needs to do is have partner be at the top end of his range. So it's an invitational bid, right? So if South looks at that and says, oh, we have an 8-card fit, and I've got this weak doubleton here, he might even go to game with 12, 13 points, right? That's a matter of evaluation. But this bid we're going to use as invitational. And then this bid we're going to use as a game force, all right? So we have, and that the difference between those two suggestions is almost arbitrary which one you use. It's just completely arbitrary. We're going to use going slow to use the stronger hand. In other words, we're going to ask first and then bid. And there might be a good reason for that. I mean, if North happened to have a really strong hand, probably doesn't want to eat up all that distance, right? He doesn't want to bid straight to 3 hearts, in case he wants to do some control bidding and sniff around for slam. This way he can find out about a fit at the 2 level, right? So this is how we're going to do it, is we're going to call that a game force. And now South, knowing that opener has 6 hearts, responder has 6 hearts and lots of points, will basically make a choice between 3 no trump and 4 hearts. And that will depend on the strength of his side suits. Here, with the weak spade suit, he's going to bid 4 hearts, of course. Everybody with me? Does it look good? I don't see any problems with changing the order of it if you're playing with a partner that you know. But I will guarantee that if you're playing it with strangers or people you know just barely, or people you're meeting the bill, they're bidding the 4-card major first. Theoretically, you actually want which one you bid first should depend on which suit we're talking about. But I don't want to get into that. I mean, there could be a reason to do it both ways, depending on which major is the first one to bid. I mean, if you can show your hearts, and with 4 before showing 3 spades, right? Then it's fine. You bid your 4 hearts, and then partner will bid the spade suit, saying, "No, I'm talking about spades," and then you can say, "Well, I got 3 of those too." Right? Whereas if you do it the opposite, it doesn't quite work that well. If you bid your spades before you bid your hearts, just because you have 4 of them, then you've lost a level. So it's really a flip of a coin and something to work out with a partner when you're getting a little bit more serious in a partnership. But I would bet you that the vast majority of people who just say we play new minor forcing will be looking for 3 support. Okay, are we still in the North's hand, or are we looking at both of them right now? I can't tell from my seat. We're in South's hand. Okay, let's go to North's hand. I'm going to change this. Hopefully this will work. Did we go there, or did it get screwed up? Okay, good. So, sitting North, what do you got in your hand? How would you name your hand to begin with, right? We've got a balanced hand. We've got 9, 13, 14 points. So we got an opening hand, a pretty good one. And I would open this one no trump, frankly, because of the spade suit. It's going to play stronger, I hope. Well, the queens, thirds, maybe I wouldn't. It's close to being a 1 no trump opener. It's a good hand. Let's say it's a good hand, right? A balanced opening hand with 5 spades. And then our partner opens. And now we really like our hand, right? Because now we know we're getting to game. We got 14 and partner mustered up an opening hand. We have to use the ambiguous major. We have to bid the spade suit. We do it knowing that we provided our partner absolutely no useful information. 4 plus spades, maybe all the rest of the points in the deck, or maybe the ace of spades and nothing else, right? And we get a 2 club bid. So, we know partner isn't a weak no trump hand here. In fact, we know he's unbalanced. Right? He's going to likely have 5 diamonds or more, and he's likely going to have 4 clubs or more. So what do we do now? Partner has not yet denied having 3 spades. He could still have 3 spades, right? He could be 3-0, 5-5, right? I mean, he could have a great hand over there for us. We could be suddenly looking at slam, right? Because we have 3. Well, our queen of clubs and our queen of hearts might be really pretty for all we know. So we're gonna want to bid on, obviously, because we got to get to game. The question is, how do we do it? Now, a cousin to new minor forcing is a gadget called fourth suit forcing. All right. Now, people will play this differently. I have seen some, usually older club players, who will play it as a bid that's forcing for 1 round. But most people will play it as forcing the game. It's got a lot more value there. So what North wants to do is he wants to find out if partner has 3 spades, but he also wants to let partner know that we're going to game. And this makes bidding easier. Whenever you can make a game force, bidding becomes easier, right? Because you don't need to worry anymore about forcing partner to bid. He's got to bid because there's a game force in place. And just like the name of the thing, fourth suit forcing, we just simply bid the 4th suit. And of course that's alertable. And you just say artificial game force and spell artificial right. Okay, artificial game force says nothing about hearts. Now, just like new minor forcing, says nothing about that. It really doesn't. I mean, I have often used both new minor forcing and 4th suit forcing purely to find out whether partner has how many cards partner has in the other major. Right? I might have 4 spades, but I might be worried about the heart suit. So it is purely an artificial bid. Okay. 9 times out of 10, you're using it to find out if partner has 3 spades. Right? And that is the first priority. Just like new minor forcing has a list of priorities, we have priorities in 4th suit forcing. The first priority in 4th suit forcing is to show 3 spades. Show me 3 spades, partner. The second priority is slightly different. We're not really looking for the other major. Instead, the idea is, this is the suit that's unbid so far. Partner, if you can stop hearts, bid no trump. Okay? You can stop hearts, bid no trump. That's the second priority. So if you don't have 3 spades, you bid 2 no trump to say you can stop hearts. And then if you can't do either of those 2 things, then you have to make a bid that simply helps to define your hand a little bit better. Now here partner has bid 3 clubs. What do you take him for at this point? To me, it looks a lot like 5 diamonds and 5 clubs, denying 3 spades. Sometimes I have partners that 5-5-2-2 will bid 1 no trump with a weak hand rather than showing the other ones. Certainly if they're, I'm not 5-4-2-2. 5, 4, 2, sorry. If they're 5, 4, 2, 2, they'll bid no trump. So I'm thinking probably there's shortness in a major here. Right? Looks like he's 5, 5. Probably only has 3 cards in the majors, which means one of them is going to be short. So my only question now is I've got this game forcing hand. I may only have 5 or 6 spades between us. Definitely don't want to play it there. So the question becomes, can we play no trump? Now, one way, especially at match points, is to think about the suit the mystery suit, right? Can we stop hearts or not? Right? Is if you're close, just go ahead and bid it because you're not giving it away then, right? Um, at imps, you'd want to be a little bit more exact, but at match points, I would probably just bash to 3 no trump with this hand and hope that my queen 9 stood up and hope that my partner's two cards or 3 cards in the majors happen to be hearts. But what I can do here is I could actually bid 3 hearts. Now 3 hearts here is not an asking bid. I mean, we've already asked that question. So what 3 hearts does is show that I have some hearts. I have at least a partial stopper in hearts before we go looking for a minor game. I have at least a partial stopper, which is, queen third, pretty good. It's almost always a stopper. Opposite 3, it certainly is. But maybe partner, if you could let me know if you've got some help for me in this heart bid. And then partner would say, well, if you've got a partial stopper in hearts, I have a partial stopper in hearts as well. Okay, so what happened here was pretty complicated, right? We started out again with one of a minor and then the ambiguous major, but this time, instead of a 1 no trump bid, which would have allowed us to use new minor forcing, partner showed an unbalanced hand. And now the search is on for a 5-3 fit in spades or for coverage in this situation where partner has already been asked, do you have a heart stopper? And he denied having a heart stopper by bidding 3 clubs, then 3 hearts has to be showing something. Now, if North had stoppers in hearts, he would just bid 3 no trump. Therefore, he must be saying, I've got partial coverage in hearts. Right? If he had king, queen, fourth, he would just bid 3 no trump. But because he just has queen third, he's a little worried. And like I said, at match points, I probably just bid 3 no trump straight up because I don't want anybody to think about leading a heart. If I bid 3 no trump, they're going to think, well, he's got the heart stop. And maybe they won't bid. Maybe that's our weak suit, but maybe they won't lead them. All right. So this is a way to get to 3 no trump using a game force. Okay, so we get a 1 club opening. We're in North, I think, right? Yeah. And we have, in North's hand, we have another good hand. We have 5, 5, 2, 1. So we got 2 5-card suits. So it just seems like maybe one of them is going to work, right? What suit do we bid first? And we have a game forcing hand, right? What suit do we bid first when you have 5, 5 in the majors? And we do that so that if we next bid our hearts, partner can take us back to spades without having to jump. So a spade bid there, and we get here. I'm going to do this slightly different. I just noticed something. I'm going to start again. Hold on. let's start with a diamond. I have kind of an awkward hand. This will make it easier, especially for our purposes. Okay, so partner is showing an unbalanced hand with diamonds and clubs. Right? So we definitely want to get to game, and we would also like to know if partner has 3 spades. We don't have new minor forcing available because partner didn't bid 1 no trump. Because we have the points to go to game, though, we can bid the 4th suit. Now we know that it's not that we have the hearts, but we don't have to tell the opponents that. What we have to tell them is what the system is. And the system is I'm putting a game force in place and I want to hear about the spades. Partner lets us know that he has 3 spades. So, what do we want to do now? We've got 7, 8, 6, 14, 15 points in partner opened. He's got diamonds, clubs, and spades. So short in hearts. Anybody want to look for slam? We've got about 29 points or so, right? And we got a shortage in clubs. Or maybe if partner has the ace of clubs, that's not even a loser. He's got some diamonds, so maybe he can cover diamonds. He's showing you 3 spades, and you got the ace jack, ace king jack 10. Anybody want to look for slam at all? I mean, what is partner's hand limited to? Partner hasn't limited his hand very much at all. He didn't jump shift. He could have up to 17 points. Good one. You got to look for slam here. Absolutely got to look for slam. Your partner, you'd be making a unilateral decision, cutting your partner off. He'd have every right to think you had a minimum opener, and that was it. So you just got to go. Got to look. And we would do this by bidding controls. Either the first or second, well, you're going to have a problem here. But what you're going to do to look for it is you're going to bid a first or second round control. This is a bid that is just telling your partner, no matter what happens, they're not taking 2 off the top. Okay? This is a suit where we will get either the first trick or we will get the second one. I swear to God. And you must go up the line when you bid these controls. What you bypass, you deny, as Rodwell says. What you bypass, you deny. Right? So North only has the king, the stiff, but it will, right? You're going to get to rough the second trick. So it's a control. Now, can South just quit here and say, oh, okay, no, I don't want to play in slam. I got a weak hand. No, he can't, right? And why is that? How many points does his partner have? How big is his partner's hand? Does South have any clue how big partner's hand is? Well, he's got a little bit of a clue. He's got a little bit of a clue, though, because partner is looking for slam, so he knows partner is interested. So he probably doesn't have a minimum opener. He's got extras, right? Which puts South in the position of having to, he had enough to do a game force minimum, but when he bid the 3 clubs, he probably has more than a minimum, right? Because partner could have maybe 18 points. So it's looking like he's got a bid again, right? So South bids his first control, which is a diamond. And this is where you can start to get out. I think those first two control bids are mandatory. And here is sort of a little nursery rhyme that you should keep in mind. But, always be thinking, don't just accept it as gospel. But when you have a game force and trump is in place, then you owe your partner a control bid, right? The exceptions to that are when your partner has limited their hand and you know exactly how many points they have. Then you can skip it if you want, right? But if your partner is unlimited or could have a big hand, then you have to keep going. After the first round of control bids, we'll just call them mandatory control bids, you can bail out weak, right? South doesn't have to show anything, but it can look yeah, the three clubs shows a second round control, but what it really shows is a first or second round control, right? To South, it's a first or second round control. South is happy to see that card, right? He's like, oh, he's got a king or he's got a stiff. Either way, I got the ace, and he has no losers in clubs, right? Or maybe he doesn't have any losers in clubs. So now North can bid again, and of course, going up the line, he'll bid three hearts. Now, there's another thing he could do. There's another thing he could do here, right? South knows that all the suits are controlled, right? He's gotten the diamond reassurance that we're not going to drop two in diamonds, which isn't necessarily true all the time, because if he gets led through in diamonds, he's going to lose the king. But at this point in time, with all the suits controlled, North can start asking for aces if he wants. If he wants to go slower, he certainly can by bidding a heart. And then South is up again, and he'll bid a club, bypassing spades, right? Because he doesn't have a control in spades. And because South is bidding a control there, then North knows it seems very likely that there are no club losers. There's a control in diamond. Hearts are going to make on a finesse. Our partner is going to be short or maybe have a king. Who knows what he'll have, or a stiff. Right? And the spades are solid. So at this point in time, North could ask for key cards if he wanted to. But that's how you go about it. Now, see what doing the only reason I wanted to do the slam bidding was to show that when you use fourth suit forcing, it leaves you all that room. Right? You've got two levels to investigate slam. Now, if you don't have any interest in slam, right? If you were a minimum opener in North, the right bid is to just jump to four spades. Right? If you're minimum, just jump to four spades. Soon as you bid three clubs, you're saying, I got some interest in slam. Let's try one more. Yeah, let's flip. Okay, so that's fourth suit forcing. Now I want to show you one more little gadget to deal with the ambiguous major. And we'll keep this, I'll just show you all the hands, and we'll go a little quicker since we're getting towards the end of the hour. We have the same situation come up, right? We're opening a hand. It's a weak no trump, but it's a minimum. We have to open the diamond. And partner, who has, as a response hand, has a minimum hand, right? Well, he's got, 9 points. So he's got a minimum response hand. He's got 5 hearts, so he bids it. Right? Now, this bid requires some help from the opponents. Like I said, whenever the opponents bid, they give you an opportunity because they give you extra bids. They give you a double, or they give you a redouble. Right? They give you a Q bid. If they bid a suit, you can Q bid their suit to say something. You can change the meaning of pass depending on the bid. All sorts of things happen, so you want to take advantage of it. Now this one is called a support double. And this is just a fabulous bid. You were gonna have to run through new minor forcing or something, but if partner doesn't have an invitational hand, right? If he was just a minimum over there, you bid one no trump and he'd pass, and you'd be playing one no trump, which might be fine with 5-3 in the hearts, assuming he had an entry, so you get to the hearts if you could set him up. All sorts of little problems might arise. But here, when East bids, you can use double to show 3. All right, so we're showing 3 hearts. If you had 4 hearts, you just bid them, right? So this allows you to show 3 hearts. So once again, we've kind of gotten a handle on the ambiguous major. We've come to a conclusion. We have a fit. Thank you, opponents, for bidding. Now, if East had doubled, right, if East had made a 2-suit takeout, saying he had the clubs and spades, well, we would just redouble. So double over a suit, redouble over a double shows the same thing. It shows, partner, I have 3 of your hearts. Now that's good. That's good news. It's good news to North, right? He knows he's got 8, but he really doesn't want to go anywhere. Right? He's happy to play 2 hearts, but he doesn't want partner to go any further. And so what we do here is basically, when you've used a support double, anything 2 hearts or lower, if partner responds 2 hearts or lower, right? He could bid clubs here, right? 2 hearts or lower means he's really not interested in going in further. Okay, that means he had a minimum hand. So of course, opener, who is a weak no trump, is happy to let it go. And a lot of times this means that the opponents will get into it. North has 9 points, doesn't have an extra trump, doesn't have a stiff or a void in spades or an ace in spades. So he passes, and he does it in tempo. He doesn't sit there and let partner wonder what's going on, right? It's pretty clear. I don't want to bid over that. And it comes back to opener, who's in the same position. I'm just a weak balanced hand. I got no reason to think we're going to make three hearts. So he just passes. And the openers and the opponents will take a -100. And if they play it badly, they might even go further down. So that is how to handle a support double with minimum values. What kind of hand does North have? 6-10 with an extra heart. King of clubs. Invitational hand or a minimum hand? Partner gives him a double, the sport double. Shows 3. Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong thing and lost the speaker. Okay, so I'm back. So partner shows 3. Now simply bidding 2 hearts here would show no interest in game. Partner didn't really get a chance to define his hand any better, so we don't know how many points he has. Opposite 10 with this 6-3-2-2. Do we think this hand is invitational, or do we think it's minimum? Yeah, I'm going there too. So we're going to invite. Now, it's important, right? Partner doesn't know we have 5 or 6 hearts. We're still the ambiguous major at this point, right? And very often when you use support doubles, you'll end up in a 4-3 fit. And that's fine. If you can't play a 4-3 fit, just keep working on it, and you're fine to go. Not lot. That's a different subject. Here, we got 10 points. We got 2 doubletons. We've got really nice spots and hearts. Our partner has 3. Picture your partner with the queen jack third of hearts, or the ace queen third of hearts, and we're thinking maybe we don't have any heart losers, and our partner opened. So if he has 5 or 6 points in hearts, he's still got 6 or 7 points someplace else, right? So this is a reason to invite, right? But the important thing when you invite in these things, and in new minor forcing as well, you have to confirm the fit first. You have to confirm the fit. Because partner won't know if you can't like bid a help suit here or something, because partner won't have any idea that there's a heart fit. He'll just think you're bidding another suit, right? So confirm the fit. And then you invite here, and now you leave it up to partner. Is partner going to go to game or not? That's on him. That's their judgment. And you never need to worry about it. When you leave partner with the decision, well, that's fine. Life is good. And this guy went to game. His points are kind of spread out. I mean, he's got 14 points, but they're spread out, right? You got queens, 4 points basically hanging out in suits that might not matter. Fortunately, the queen of clubs matters quite a bit, and it turns out the queen of diamonds is a nice card to have too. Right? So this should make. Yes, it's going to make an over trick if you play it well. So that is a support double. So basically we had 3 gadgets that I think everybody should know. Everybody who calls himself an intermediate should know, right? New minor forcing, which is an invitational response bid, force suit forcing, which is a game response bid, and support doubles, which are only used by the opener in the 5th seat. Okay, if you want to make a little table in your head, if you get confused about doubles, it's pretty easy, right? There's the opening bid, and then if West doubles, that's a takeout double, right? If West bids something and then North bids, right? He's saying usually you can have better responses for it, but usually saying I have the other 2 suits. If East gets a chance to bid, it's called a responsive double. He's responding to West bid and something that North bid. And then the support double is in South's hand, only on the 5th bid of the 5th actual bid of the round. So it can go pass, 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 and then opener bids. That's 1. When it comes back around to him again, that's the 5th bid. Okay. Support doubles and redoubles only in the opener's rebid, first rebid. That's the only time. But you got to know them. They're really, really, really helpful. Invented by Eric Rodwell, and a fabulous gadget that everybody knows. And they're all dealing with this problem that we talked about last week and this week, the ambiguous major, that first response to a minor that is so fluffy. Right? 4 hearts or 4 spades plus, may have all the rest of the spades, may have all the rest of the hearts, right? May only have 4 or 5 points, could have all the rest of the points in the deck. Right? The ambiguous major. 3 ways to deal with it. New minor forcing, force suit forcing, support doubles and redoubles. If you think about it, I know you can come up with a 4th. Bidding starts 1 diamond, 1 heart, double by your partner. What does it mean? It's a negative double. Did I think earlier I've said that wrong. I said it was the other two suits. It should have the other suit, at least some tolerance for the other suit or tolerance for your partner suit. But when the second bid is a heart or a spade, you bid negative to exactly you showed bid negative to show four, and now you might be able to stumble upon a major fit. Now, of course, that's not the ambiguous major problem. That's slightly different, but it's another way of finding a fit. All right, I'm going to call it quits. 5:05. Sorry, I kept you 5 minutes late. Next week is the last week. Thank you, Donna. Next week is the last week. We're gonna talk about some defensive theories. I mean, about mostly about the idea that defense is a partnership game, and we're going to use actually some of the ideas that we've talked about in the first couple weeks, right? Which is how to play honors, how to visualize honors, and we're going to apply those to the defense and see how it goes. And that'll be the last class of this little survey class. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. All right, so I'll get the movie out for you later on today, or probably in a few minutes. I'll send it up to YouTube now, and I'll try to get something on defense out to you this weekend. Thanks all. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are all working so hard at it too. It's fabulous. Talk to you soon.